In this video, I'm going to work out just a single limit problem. It's a pretty common limit problem found in Calc 1, and it's also commonly missed by a lot of students. So that's why I thought I would address just this one limit in this video. Let's say we're going to work out the limit as x approaches infinity of the square root of x squared plus x minus the square root of x squared minus x. Alright, now the easiest way to do this, you're definitely going to get an indeterminate form if you try to do a direct substitution, so we're not going to do that. We need to remember to try to think of this as a fraction, and this being the numerator in my fraction. So if I rewrote this as the limit as x approaches infinity, square root of x squared plus x minus the square root of x squared minus x, and I put it over 1, then that's clearly going to indicate there that that's my numerator, and I could use an algebra technique of multiplying by the conjugate to get rid of those square roots, which then is going to allow us to evaluate this limit. So I am going to multiply by the conjugate. Alright, algebra skill there. So I'm going to multiply by the square root of x squared plus x plus the square root of x squared minus x, and over itself, because we have to multiply through by 1, so x squared plus x plus square root of x squared minus x. Alright, now if you recall the algebra behind that, we multiply by the conjugate so that we can multiply this out real quickly as the difference of two squares. So then this will simplify algebraically to the limit as x approaches infinity. If I square this first term, I'm going to end up with an x squared plus x. Alright, since I know that it has to come out to be the difference of two squares, I know it's going to be a minus sign. When I multiply the second terms there, I'm going to have an x squared minus x, because the radicals will go away. In my denominator, 1 times that's just going to leave those radicals in the denominator. So x squared plus x plus square root of x squared minus x. Alright, and notice I did put a set of parentheses around that. That's a binomial, so I've got to make sure that it's minus that entire thing. On the next step, I'm going to go through and switch all those signs and see what cancels out. So I'm going to have the limit as x approaches infinity. I'll still have that x squared plus x. Alright, switching the signs there, minus x squared and then plus x. Denominator is going to remain the same. So square root of x squared minus x. Alright, now looking at that numerator, looks to me like I'm going to be able to cross out those x squareds, leaving me with just 2x on the top. So I will have the limit as x approaches infinity of a 2x all over the square root of that x squared plus x plus the square root of x squared minus x. Alright, at this point you're going to want to multiply through by the highest power of x in your denominator. Alright, so over here, let's take a look at what that's going to be. I've got the square root of an x squared in the denominator. Well, square root of x squared is just going to give me an x. So when I multiply through in my numerator, it's going to look like I am just when I divide through in my numerator, it's going to look like I'm just dividing through by an x, okay, which is the highest power of x in the denominator. But then in my denominator, I'm actually going to do it and use the square root of x squared since I've got those square roots. Okay, so the limit as x approaches infinity of 2x over x in the numerator, and in my denominator, same thing here, I'm going to go square root of x squared over x squared plus x over x squared plus the square root of x squared over x squared minus x over x squared. Alright, now my next step, I'm going to go through and simplify each one of these. The x's will cross out, the x squareds will cross out there and give me a 1. I can reduce this to like 1 over x. So then I'm going to have the limit as x approaches infinity. That's going to go to a 2 in my numerator, and then the square root of 1 plus 1 over x plus square root of 1 minus 1 over x. Alright, now I can take the limit of this, alright, as I do a direct substitution here, 1 over x, this is going to go to 0, this is going to go to 0. Alright, so doing my direct substitution, I'll have a 2 there. I'll have square root of 1 plus square root of 1 again. Alright, square root of 1 is 1 plus 1. That's going to give me a 2 over 2 and making the final limit a 1 there. Alright, but just one quick limit there, common limit, and also a common limit that is often missed by a lot of students. Definitely thanks for watching. Be sure and give me a thumbs up and share with your friends.